Residents in New York say they're alarmed after seeing Muslim community patrols driving through their neighborhoods in what look like police squad cars. One America's Pearson Sharp has the details.
New Yorkers say they're shocked after seeing Muslim patrol cars roaming their neighborhoods like police squads. These Muslim community patrols just began operating in Brooklyn this year, and according to the Council on American Islamic Relations, they are the first of their kind in the United States. The patrols sprang up as an apparent response to some 14 biased incidents against New York Muslims in 2017. Actually, a rather low number, considering there's over 8.6 million people living in the city. According to the group's vice president, Noor Rabah, the group currently has 30 members, but plans on rapidly expanding to cover the entire city. He describes the Muslim patrols like a neighborhood watch, but on steroids, with members dressed like police officers and driving cars identical to police squad cars. Residents say they're uncomfortable with the patrols, which they describe as being similar to Sharia police. Others have raised doubts about the purpose of the patrols, saying New York's police department is already very diverse, and their only job is to patrol the city streets and protect people from harassment or crime. So why does there need to be a Muslim group tasked with the same job as the police? Even other Muslims have raised questions about the need for the patrols, with residents expressing fears this is just another form of Sharia law enforcement. Similar groups can already be seen in other major European cities in Denmark, Germany, France, Sweden, and Britain. These patrols have been going on for years, and a CNN report caught Muslims from a patrol in London harassing residents. In Whitechapel, one man can be heard insulting a gay man, calling him offensive names and telling him he wasn't welcome in a Muslim area. Others denounce residents for drinking, claiming this is a Muslim area and alcohol is not permitted. They also harassed a woman as she was crossing the street, warning her that her short skirt was not allowed in Muslim areas. And now, with the arrival of these Muslim patrols to New York City, Americans are becoming worried they'll fall under the same harassment for not following Islamic practices. Pearson Sharp, One America News.
We don't say that Islam is here to live, to coexist with lots of different religions and all of us can just hold hands and be friends. This religion was sent to dominate the world. It was sent to be superior, to extinguish the light of every other religion and to be superior to it. But we're not shy to say it, and we don't find that to be something that we should be shy to say. That this religion has been sent to dominate, to wipe out, to take out every other religion, to eclipse it, to be superior to it, to have the people leave every religion and to accept Islam. And if that requires fighting to achieve it, then it requires fighting to achieve it. Because the greatest purpose for which jihad was legislated is to make the word of Allah the highest and the word of those who disbelieve the lowest.
What we as Muslims want to implement here in the United States, we believe the Constitution should be replaced by the Quran.
First move that I will do, I will abolish the Constitution and I will establish the only logical and rational Constitution, which is the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Glory to all the martyrs, glory to the axis of resistance. May we see victory within our lifetimes. Margbar America, Margbar Israel.
هلا بحسين الثاني الله دق باب بحذر والروح تمشي وراه دق بابي بحذر والروح تمشي وراه يا طاعة ونبين الله
What we as Muslims want to implement here in the United States, we believe the Constitution should be replaced by the Quran.
First move that I will do, I will abolish the Constitution and I will establish the only logical and rational Constitution, which is the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
When it comes to spreading Islam on a state level, On a societal level, that method prescribed is jihad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prescribed that the ones who don't accept the ruling of Islam, they must be fought. This is simply the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The free falafel stand Coke is stopping on 2nd Avenue and 42nd Street, just blocking traffic. Cops are allowing this to happen. This is against the law, and this is what Zoran Mandani is going to allow for the rest of the fucking 4 years if he becomes mayor. Everybody just look at the cops. They're just standing around, allowing them to block traffic right in the middle of the street. I thought they're not allowed to block traffic like this, guys. Isn't it against the law? It's 42nd Street. People got to get home. Don't people got to get home? Don't people got to get home, guys? Should be illegal. Isn't this illegal? They're blocking traffic. Look. Gridlock. Bringing a baby, look. Bringing a child with a kafir. Look at this. Idiots. Bus had to make a U-turn in the middle of 42nd Street.
I think Islam will eventually overtake Christianity here in the United States.
Worldwide, not just the United States. We have people converting every day.
And what leads a Christian man to convert to Islam?
When they read the Quran and they find the truth, and they read it in English, and they see how peaceful Islam is.
What are some large misconceptions about Islam here in the United States?
That Muslim women are suppressed.
And what makes you choose to wear the hijab?
My religion, I started wearing the hijab when I was 16 years old.
And what would happen if you didn't wear the hijab?
Nothing would happen. It's your choice.
And could you shake a man's hand?
No.
Do you find that interesting that women can't shake other men's hands?
No, I don't find that interesting. It's normal.
And why do you think Islam is the largest growing religion here in the United States right now?
Because of our Quran. Our Quran, our book never changes. It's one book, one language, one religion. There's Islam in all over the world.
Is it true that Muslims also practice polygamy?
Yes.
Would you accept another wife into your marriage?
In our religion, it says.
Islamic takeover is not coming to America, but it's already begun.
Mayor of Hamtramck, Michigan, Muslim. Mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, Muslim. Mayor of Richardson, Texas, Muslim. Vice President of the Minneapolis City Council, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. U.S. House Representative, Muslim. New York City mayoral candidate, Muslim. Minneapolis mayor candidate, Muslim. Islam is the third largest religion in the United. Around 6 to 8 million Muslims in U.S. 2,769 mosques were counted in the 2020 U.S. Mosque Survey. The number of mosques has nearly tripled since 2000. Around 300 Islamic schools in the U.S. About 30,000 Americans convert to Islam per year. In 2023, Muslims became the majority in Dearborn, making up approximately 55% of the city's 110,000 residents. Major urban centers, especially in New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Detroit, and Washington, D.C., conversion to Islam in large cities and in prisons have also contributed to its growth over the years. New Jersey has the largest Muslim population by percentage, with 3% of the total population being Muslim.
ونقدم الأرواح دون تواني وسنضرب الآناق عن أجسادهم ونحرر الأقصى الحزين العاري ونقود جيش الله منجز وعده ونسومهم سوء العذاب القاني.
ولذلك قررت المحكمة الشرعية بولاية الجزيرة على إقامة حد من حدود الله تبارك وتعالى على من عمل هذا الفعل الشنيع بتعديه على طفل لم يبلغ الحلم، وذلك بإقراره من نفسه، وحتى يكون عبرة لمن اعتبر.
شريعتنا
اللهم صل. مين بيكون محاسن؟
خطيبتي.
قديش عمرك أحمد؟
أنا 25 سنة.
عمرك 25 سنة. ومحاسن عمرها 10 سنين. قديش كان عمرها لما تعرفت عليها؟
هي شي 8 سنين.
كان عمرها 8 سنين لما تعرفت عليها.
يعني هلا فيك تقول فايتة بال11.
كيف تعرفت عليها؟
يعني في قربة بيناتنا.
في قربة بيناتنا؟
ايه.
الزواج أيمتى؟
الزواج بس لتكبر شوي.
يعني أيمتى؟
شي سنة بس تصير هيك شوي كبيرة يا بالدرجة.
شو بيختلف من هلا عمرها 10 سنين لبعد سنة؟ شو ممكن يختلف؟
يختلف كثير.
شو لفتك أحمد بطفلة عمرها 10 سنوات؟
أنا بيكفيني مربية على إيدي وما بدي فلتة من إيدي.
شو يعني تربية على إيدك؟
إنه بيكفي إنه أنا داير عليها وبدير بالي عليها وحابة وحبتني ومتفقين مع بعض يعني على كل شيء.
طفلة عمرها 10 سنوات قاصر جسديا، شو لفتك فيها؟
أنا صار لي 3 سنين معها، عرفت علي كيف؟ حبيتها يعني حبتني.
سؤال، تعرف الزواج هي علاقة بين رجل ومرأة، هو تناغم فكري، تناغم عاطفي، ولكن أيضا علاقة جسدية وتناغم وانجذاب جسدي. شو اللي جذبك بطفل قاصر عمرها 10 سنوات؟
يعني برجع بقول لك، قلت لك وحرجع اقول لك حبيتها وطلبتها من ابوها، لانه انا ما تاخذني بهالكلمه، الجيل هلا كله ما دخل بعقلي.
برجع بسال سؤال، شو اللي بيلفت رجل راشد بجسد طفله لم يكتمل نموه بعد؟ جسد طفله ما في اي معلم انثوي عن هذه الطفله، عن كل الاطفال بهالعمر، شو اللي جذبك عن هذه الطفله؟ لما تقطع عمرها جميله حتى،
ايه
شو بتطلع عندها؟
بتطلع بجمالها.
لما تقطع طفله عمرها 10 سنوات،
ايه
شو لفتك بجسد طفله جسدها ما اكتمل نموه بعد؟
ما اكتمل درجه
انه تشوفها مرأة.
ما انا برجع بقول لك انا حبيتها لهالبنت.
بس فهمت السؤال؟
ايه
انت شفت فيها امرأة؟
ما انا برجع بقول لك.
This is Savannah Hernandez standing in front of the Al Hassan Islamic Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, I'm standing here because this mosque has made national headlines after they penned a letter of community support for a Somali immigrant who sexually assaulted a 12-year-old. Now, back in 2024, this perpetrator was charged after abducting a 12-year-old from her backyard, forcing her into his vehicle, and then sexually assaulting her. He has since been convicted of first-degree criminal sexual assault. Now, after being convicted, his family members were sending letters to the judge to ask the judge to consider his character when making that sentencing. And one of those letters came from the Al Hassan Islamic Center. It was actually signed by their executive director, stating that he had to face cultural differences and the challenges of taking on a new culture. They also framed him as a family-oriented man who sends his money oftentimes back to his family members in Somalia. The judge actually gave him the lightest sentencing possible. He is only going to be serving 8 years in jail for this crime. He was sentenced to 12 years, but those last 4 years are going to be spent out of jail and on probation. By the way, going back to that point about the challenges of a different culture, this perpetrator has been in the United States of America since 2006. So he's been in the United States for 19 years. He was born in Somalia, but he has been here for almost 2 decades at this point. However, the culture coming into play when it comes to, as the Islamic Center put it, this situation, the situation, of course, being him sexually assaulting and abducting a 12-year-old girl. So just wanted to give you guys an idea of some of these stories, some of the cultural impact happening here in Minnesota as it relates to the Somali community.
Sahih al-Bukhari, 5134, highest rated hadith.
Why are you picking that?
The Prophet married her when she was 6 years old, and he consummated her, meaning he had sex with her, when she was 9.
So what about the ones that say she's 19?
There isn't one that say she was 19. Okay, show me. Is it a Sahih rated hadith?
This is 19 right there.
This is a Medium article, not a hadith.
Bye.
It's a blog post. This is literally a blog post.
I mean, regardless of do you think that every single Muslim takes every single thing in the Quran literally, or do you think that they might use what it right? there might be different interpretations. Like,
well, there's a difference between something being taken literally and so like if there's a metaphor in the Bible that says something about like I don't know whatever like so something I would expect Muslims not to take literally, right, is like the Prophet Muhammad rode his unicorn donkey, pitched it on the side of the Temple Mount, and then rose to heaven. Probably didn't happen. Oh, that was literal. That actually happened. He rode his flying donkey and hitched it on the side of the Temple Mount. Okay.
Continue.
Even sillier.
Continue.
Okay, so they do. So your point is now they do take it literally.
We had to march. We had to boycott. We had to do civil disobedience. We're going to march, and we're going to move Congress, and we're going to move the White House because they have no other option. We're not going anywhere. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So many people who participated and were brought together by his campaign because they were not just tasked with defeating a Republican. They were also tasked with defeating the old guard of the Democratic Party that essentially led us to many of the perils of this moment. So he had a two-front war to win, which is what makes his victory so deeply impressive. And I do think that this moment, a lot of people who are willing to talk about party unity when it serves them, but not party unity when it serves everybody, it puts those folks on notice. And I think it also puts folks on notice that we have a future to plan for. We have a future to fight for. And we're either going to do that together or you're going to be left behind. And I think that is not a partisan issue. It's not about progressive. It's not moderate. It's not liberal. This is about, do you understand the assignment of fighting fascism right now? And the assignment is to come together across difference no matter what.
caawa aan fursad u helay madaxweynaha Soomaaliya madaxweyne Xasan Sheikh Maxamuud inaan maanta ku soo dhaweyno Minneapolis aniga iyo madaxweynaha special relationship aan qabnaa aniga adeeraan ugu wacaa asigana gabarteeyo idhahaa madaxweyne sidii qof kasta uu yiri mininkaaga waaye ku soo dhawow Minneapolis aad iyo aad aan ugu faraxsanahay in maanta madaxweynaheena aad tahay Soomaaliya dadka meeshaan wada joogo dhan waa gurigooda anaga ma dareensannihin in ay naga tahay meel naga fog Soomaaliya wadnaheena ku nooshahay qalbigeena ku jirtaa maalin kasta aan ka fikirnaa Soomaaliya
This is a picture of Rebecca Kadaga, who's a Ugandan official, with Zoran Mandami and his father. You see they're all smiles. Rebecca Kadaga is a long-term Ugandan official who proposed a bill that would literally have the death penalty for people who happen to be gay. It was internationally condemned. They still passed a bill in Uganda that makes it illegal for people to be gay. Zoran said he didn't know who she was. It turns out after reporting that was a lie. Father knew Kadaga very well for many years. She's a long-time, well-known public official. It was a lie, and it was reprehensible, especially to New Yorkers, because this is the state that passed marriage equality. Zoran, you should be ashamed of yourself for posing with a woman who would have had a death penalty for gays with that smile and then lying about it.
Facciamo un grande applauso per parlare auguri.
We are buying these churches. We bought 3 churches so far, converted them to masjids, and now we have one we are buying with a school to make it, because we have to serve the same people. The people who were part of that community, one day they will be Muslims. So we'll make it into a masjid and an Islamic school for our children and their children, inshallah. 100 years ago, they invaded the Muslim world and they built missionary schools and destroyed Islamic schools and masjids. Today, we bring the favor back, turn their churches into masjids and their schools into Islamic schools. Bring the light of Islam to here. We're able to buy ready to go institutions that have been there for a long time, but they emptied out. And now it is time to be filled with Muslims, with reverts, converts. This is an election year. But we're not going to be happy with either candidate. We have to be happy when Islam becomes the best candidate for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give Islam the victory in this country.
Stupid! You! Stupid! Stupid! Yeah, triangle, Hamas! I love Hamas! Yeah! Yeah! Stupid! Open your window, dummy! Open your window! Now you're scared!
Bro, if you're here for them, stay with them. If you're here for the protest, go to the protest. Let's go.
Over 2,500 police officers resigned this year, a record number. One of the main reasons they gave is supposedly inhumane overtime hours due to these protests. So just to take a temperature check, how many of y'all would come out on Christmas Day and ruin their Christmas Day? So if y'all are down, we're going to take over Christmas and New Year's too. We're not going to let these cops, these politicians, these ignorant people, these media companies enjoy these holidays. Christmas is canceled!
will be forgiven if you thought that this was Mogadishu, Somalia. But no, this is actually Minnesota. And this is what the American people get as a reward for supporting a war on terror. Whenever they go out to these Middle Eastern or African countries to fight terror, this is the result. This is what we get back. Millions of the third world imported right into your cities. Isn't that great?
Her that she is punished and she is stoned to death. And according to the Sharia again, when it comes to women, there must be a hole dug in the earth, in the ground, and she must be covered up to the half of the body, so that her satar does not appear.
And we're in America. We're not in Sudan. We're not in Afghanistan. We're not in places where women have the sense to cover themselves. We're not in Egypt. We're not in Morocco. We're not in Pakistan. We're not in India. We're in a place, in a land where disobedience to Almighty God is what is the norm. Disobedience is normal. Perversity is average. Men can marry men. Women can marry men. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's women can marry men. That's good. Alhamdulillah. Women can marry women. This is a land in which anything is possible. If you don't like your gender, you can change it. You can chop it off, put it on. You can do anything you want. This is a terrible place.
So there are over 500 mosques in New York, but they take to the streets and have to pray in public. They're doing this, clearly, I mean, it's just crazy to see, but they're doing this to show their dominance and to show that they're taking over the culture and taking over our land, and they don't care how we feel about it.
Here's Wahaj in front of his own congregation.
Every day they would go to school and they put an American flag in front of these little babies, Muslim babies. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Bullshit!
Here he is after his congressional appearance.
I want to defend this country. You know what this country is? It's a garbage can. It's filthy. It's filthy and sick.
Meet Zohran Mamdani's intern, Frances Hamed.
What is your name?
In October 2023, she was caught ripping down posters of hostages held by Hamas.
You are not allowed to post anything.
Hamed canvassed for Mamdani with Hunter YDSA, a student group at Hunter College that backs his socialist agenda. In August 2022, Hamed attended a rally led by pro-Hamas group Within Our Lifetime and the terror-designated organization Samadoun, carrying a Samadoun poster. She has also supported Within Our Lifetime on social media. Now, she's headed to City Hall. This fall, she'll work in a mayoral or city agency, possibly the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs or Asylum Seeker Operations. Hamed isn't Mamdani's only extremist intern. Hadika Malik, who worked for Mamdani in 2024, promotes jihad and harasses the police.
Officers! The badges of the pigs! To the Muhammad! Put some respect on that name!
And the true believer knows that none of this is in vain, that this is all jihad.
Zohran Mamdani is cultivating the next wave of radicalized city leaders. If he wins, these are the people who will run New York City.
داخل لسان
بريء
اسكتي ليش طلع يا ست معلش شو ما بنبي خف طلع ولسانك وافتح التعبير طلع لسانك على الاخر ما حدش يحك لسانه في اسنانه بعد اللحظه
ايه ما هو
اوعى تحكي
عندك مشكله؟
لا
اقعدي
اهو
كلمه اهي
خايفه؟ فيكم مشكله؟
ده حد محمد
يا فيكم مشكله؟
يا بابا يلا بس
يلا
طلع لسانك
فيكم مشكله؟
اقعدي بقول لك لا كده هتعوري نفسك
انت بعيد شويه عشان ننام
هو ايدك
طلعي لسانك بره
انا ممكن
مفيش هزار
يلا
طب ارتاح شويه
ما تفتحيش يا مان، مفيش واسع. القلم من حاجه ادفع دلوقتي وامشي.
لا فاضل واحده؟
طلع بره. طلع بره.
بس اقعد.
قلنا ممنوع الكلام. ما تتكلميش على الكلام.
هيا انا القصوى.
محمد الغزغان صغر وليدي يا حسين حق العشرة، صغر وليدي يا حسين حق العشرة، ربيتك وين البشوم السمرة، الماء يبيض وجهي منك برا والبدر عمود.
Since September 19th, officers from our Fraud Detection and National Security Directorate, working in teams, have conducted over 1,000 site visits across the Minneapolis-St. Paul area as part of this operation. What they found should shock all of America. Focusing on a list of over 1,000 target cases involving more than 900 individuals, our officers encountered blatant marriage fraud, visa overstays, people claiming to work at businesses that can't be found, forged documents, abuse of the H-1B visa system, abuse of the F-1 visas, and many other discrepancies. Over the course of the operation, our officers found indication of fraud, non-compliance, or public safety and national security concerns in nearly a little less than 50% of the cases interviewed. We found troubling patterns with the Uniting for Ukraine program that should have raised serious concerns under other administrations, such as an individual filing to sponsor more than 100 aliens, and organizations sponsoring hundreds. We are continuing to investigate these cases. Some of the other troubling cases that our officers found. In one case, officers identified an alien who had overstayed his visa waiver, who was the son of a known or suspected terrorist on the no-fly list. He had previously been found to have engaged in marriage fraud, which resulted in the denial of several immigration benefit requests. He was arrested and is now presently being returned to his country of origin. In another, an individual admitted to obtaining a fake death certificate in Kenya for just $100 to prove he was no longer married. In reality, his wife is alive, living here in Minneapolis, and is the mother of 5 of his children. And incidentally, he has another wife living in Sweden with whom he has an additional 3 children. In another case, an alien entered the United States without inspection in 2023, was released by Border Patrol. The alien married a U.S. citizen while in removal proceedings and was interviewed at the Minneapolis-St. Paul USCIS field office just last week, where both he and his American spouse, stated under oath that their marriage was legitimate. The USCIS officers conducting the interview were suspicious. The site visits were authorized the same day. The American spouse ultimately that afternoon admitted the marriage was fraudulent and entered into solely for immigration purposes and withdrew her petition for that alien. This type of same-day action for from interview to site visit has really never happened before. And I am incredibly impressed.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. You have no choice.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want no friggin' part of it. New York, New York, these Hugo Boss shoes are longing to stray and take an Uber to LaGuardia, Ta-ta, New York. I want to wake up in a city that's safe and free, without that slick jive-ass mayor, Comrade Mamdani. It's clear that Gen Z knows no history, just DEI and woke philosophy. Imagine North Korea with a dash of Sharia. That's what you got. New York, New York. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that feels like home, and not with defunded police, migrants galore, man dummy run grocery stores. Thinks he's a genius, AOC with a penis. It's time to stick a fork in it. New York, you're